Hello, guys of United Rock Nations. We are in amazing company with Leo and Parker of Wings of Steel. How are you?
Doing good, man. Thank you for having us.
So
Good to
we're
be
here,
here.
of course, to talk about the new album Wings of Time. It will be released in a few in a few days. Listening to the new album, I think the songs balance between heavier, fast songs, mid-tempo, slower tracks. How you take the decision and you debate about to have all those range of music?
Think it happens very naturally when we write these songs, because of the nature of how we write it, which is the same for the Gates of Twilight album as for this one, where we've gone together and we've had essentially 10 weeks to write and record it. And so that when we finish the first song, we're naturally going to have a pull towards a different type of feel, or at least most of the times it kind of feels like that. And this way you kind of get different dynamics throughout the tracks, but also we have a bunch of different dynamics within the same songs. So that's just the fun in
Absolutely.
exploring and expanding your songwriting as well. But I feel like the nature of how we write the songs is also why we get so many different dynamics in there, and it all circles back to our very wide range of influences that we have, both me and Parker.
And
I
you
also
took
think too to add into that, it really is a thing of the music that we write is music that's inspiring to us. So and we have a wide, like you said, we have a wide range of influences. So when we sit down to write a song, it kind of just comes out how it comes out. Whatever we're interested in and inspired in at the time that we're writing the song, that's what we write. So with this record in particular, we explored some faster and some heavier territory, but I also think we did some more epic and atmospheric, and we covered a lot of different dynamic soundscapes, so to speak. So yeah.
And as you said, that the different dynamic on the songs, and of course, Winds of Time, it's an ambitious title track because beginning an album with that kind of song, well, it's it's strange. So tell us more about why this decision. It's over 10 minutes. So usually, when all the bands, the first song is usually the single, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then you put this first song 10 minutes. So tell us more about you decide to put such a
Well,
piece.
fundamentally, it was a pretty simple decision, actually. That was Winds of Time was the first track that we wrote when we were writing the Gates or the Winds of Time record, and we wrote it. We finished the demo. We sat down. We listened to it. We're like, "Fuck, that was badass. Let's put that as our first single." So that's really where the idea came from. Now, there's a lot more reasons to it. So, like you said, putting out a 10-minute song as a single and the first track on the record
The
is
first
not a
track,
very
absolutely, yes.
common thing that you would do. And so that's a great reason for us to do it, because we love to do stuff that's we like to break rules and do things our own way. And so that kind of gives it an appeal to itself. But I think more importantly than that, the thing about this song is that it showcases a side of our sound musically that typically you would only put on a B side of a record.
Exactly.
And for us, the what we do in that song, what that showcases and represents with our band, it's very integral to what we do, and we wanted to put that front and center. And so that's why. So with that, and then also combine, it has a very strong message. It's a very relevant song in today's world, and so all those factors combined, and that's why we did it the way we did. So
It's a great song, a really great song, surprising song for the first single. Leo, I have a question about your vocal performance. How did you approach adapting your voice across the different moods of the album? Is it something different? Do you make some effort to be exactly in the different moods of the songs?
Um, I think it all comes down to what type of emotion you're reflecting with a song and with the lyrics. Um, Sometimes you do kind of have a kind of like a darker timbre in certain parts of the music, and sometimes it's a little more edgy and forward. depending on what type of song it is, what kind of section it is, if you're singing up high, if you're singing lower. So it's all kind of contrasting and reflecting the musical piece as a whole. It's kind of hard to explain it in more detail than that. I didn't really go in with like thinking I was going to do anything in particular, but it kind of just comes out naturally, especially with the lyrics.
Absolutely. Parker, talking about guitar solos, um, uh, is there a particular challenge or breakthrough playing those new songs?
Um, yeah, yes and no. I think for me, I mean, this is for Leo as well, I would say, but the performance that you hear on this record is it's a natural progression forward from where we've been individually as musicians because I mean we've grown a lot in our process of writing music, and you hear that growth in what we're able to do technically in our performance. So for me, when we write the solos, it's always about creating, telling a story, using the technique, using the ability I have to create something that you can grasp onto. It's not really a matter of being flashy or showing off or any of that. It's really to create a musical thing that's part of the song. Um, and so that's always my goal, and I think you hear this really well. And I mean, of course, individually on a guitar player, there's cool techniques and runs and different licks, and I threw in a lot of stuff in there that's exciting for me that I just kind of came across, and so it's a very up to date capture of where I'm at personally as a musician, and so yeah, I'm very happy with how everything came
Absolutely.
out. It's really cool stuff. So.
The songs of the album seems that built for live shows. Um, um, is that you tour a lot last year and this year you tour a lot. Uh, the live concerts you did influence the way you create the songs or not?
Yeah, it really did.
Absolutely.
Last tour, we learned a lot about certain elements that we wanted to include in our live sets going forward, and that had a big impact on how we went about writing this album. So yeah, and it was we didn't have that option when it came to the EP, for example, because we didn't play shows before that, and not really for Gates of Twilight either. We hadn't really played a
Absolutely,
lot of shows where we
absolutely.
could really grasp onto the exact elements that we would want for like a 90-minute headline set, you know. We could really only do that with this album that's coming out now. So certainly these songs are gonna be really cool to play live.
You play yet some songs, some new songs live. How was the reaction of the crowd of the people in the concert in the venue?
Uh, so quite a pleasant surprise, I think, in every instance. When we've first played these songs, I mean, we recently just played our newest song from the record that we put out as a single, "Burning Sands." We just played that for the first time, first couple times in Belgium and the Netherlands, and like just playing that song, it just came out, and people are already getting down with it, and they love it. And it's just like that is so cool, such a cool thing to say. But I'll say too, because we're talking France here, we played the song "Winds of Time," the big 10-minute single. We played that when we played at Heavy Weekend. That was about a quarter of our set. It was a big portion of it, but it was the week before we put that out as a single. And the response that we had from all those thousands of people at that show when we played that song was really it was really incredible. So
And I'll add, it's really cool to hear people sing along to the lyrics when the song has only been out for a couple of days or a few weeks. It's just quite humbling.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the lyrics. You just talked before a little bit, but is it a conceptual topics? Tell us more about the main topics you wrote for the
Yeah.
new lyrics.
It's not entirely a concept album, although it pretty much borders on it. I think the lyrics are about trying to understand the world that we're living in, a world that feels, you know, unstable and uncertain. So the lyrics kind of explore
Are you talking
topics.
about the USA, Donald Trump, for example, or not?
Just like it, that's one thing, like the U the US, but all corners of the world, man. There's conflict everywhere, you know.
Absolutely.
So their lyrics explore topics like, you know, manipulation, corruption, betrayal on certain levels, and war, you know, not just in the past, but in what's happening around us right now and the threat of what's to come as well. But at the same time, the lyrics also emphasize that we must, you know, stay true to ourselves, finding strength in hard times and coming together instead of falling apart. And then I guess lastly, also it also reflects on our own inner journey and the bigger questions that we all face in life.
Mm. Is that important for you to talk about those things? Because usually heavy metal talk about, I don't know, cars, girls, and demons, and something like that. And you're more into difficult times, wars.
I
Is that
think
important for you to talk about those things?
it's important to talk about the things that you're passionate about and the things that you care about. I think that's the only way that you can put out authentic lyrics, you know.
Okay,
And
fantastic.
so it's just like the lyrics and the music, it comes from the same place. It's fundamentally the music we write is us expressing which is inspiring to us, and the lyrics that we write, it's a product of the world that we live in and the times, and we feel inspired to say what we need to say, you know. Um,
So now that the album is nearly ready to drop, um, are there tracks you feel especially proud? Um, I don't know, a song that, wow, this was difficult, this was difficult to record, to create. Is there a song that you're especially proud on in this album?
well, I have to say before I say anything, there's a disclaimer. I can't pick a favorite. It's like picking a favorite child or whatever. Like, you know, every song is on this record because it has something very special to offer and it has something very important. And so, in complete honesty, I can't give you an accurate answer to this question. But for the sake of the question, I think the two tracks that stand out for me personally, just maybe from a songwriting perspective, in is the first song, Winds of Time, the big 10
Absolutely.
minute one, but also the last track, The Flight of the Eagle. I think both of those songs are an incredible journey, and they go through many different landscapes, and they
Absolutely.
build, and they're very dynamic, and we say a lot in those songs. So as songwriters, I think Leo and I are both extraordinarily proud of writing those tracks, and they're very special tracks in the catalog. But I mean, every song on this record has something very special to offer, and again, you know,
And
it's
Leo?
it's that's a very subjective
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely. And Leo?
I agree with Parker and everything that he said, and those two tracks I believe stand out in terms of the songwriting as well. But to give you two other tracks, you know, to humor it, I would say We Rise is really cool because always wanted to write something that's very empowering and that brings people together because I think that's what heavy metal is all about. And playing that one live has been very special. It's like a very heartfelt moment when we play that one, and also. I really like Lights Go Out a lot because I really enjoy that part of our sound, which is like big and slow and like really heavy. I
Absolutely.
think that's super cool. So I guess I'd say those.
Fantastic. So next year you will tour with Sabaton. I think it will be your first big tour, I think. I don't know. In the USA. So what can we expect from those shows? And after, do you plan to come in France and of course in Europe?
Well, firstly, I'll have to say on this is we're extraordinarily uh, not only grateful to have this opportunity, but excited to get to do this, to finally go across the North American continent and do it on such a scale like this is just it's really incredible, and so we're extraordinarily excited. But the timing of this is great too because this is right after we come out with the Winds of Time record, so you will be hearing a lot of those key tracks from that record played live on a massive scale with a big sound and a large venue. So it's going to be a very kick-ass part of that evening. And if you are in the U.S. and you are interested in traveling to see it, get there early. Don't miss it.
Any pressure about this tour?
Sorry.
Any pressure about the tour, playing live
You
with all
know,
those big
I would
venues?
say more so excitement. I think the pressure in doing this tour is just, to the business end of things and doing everything to man. It's a major tour, so there's obviously a lot of logistics that go into it. So if there's any pressure, that's really what it is. But I think it's really we're just so excited and grateful to have this opportunity, and yeah, we're hungry for it, I think.
And Leo?
Yeah,
um,
it's gonna be a big heavy metal party across all those dates in the US and Canada. We're really looking forward to it. And then of course, we're always
Europe.
gonna we're always gonna come back to France. It's France is one of our favorite places to play in the world. And while we can't share anything right now, we feel very confident that we will be returning next year and with more shows in Europe as well. So
Okay.
just stay tuned for that, and we'll let you know more soon.
Thank you very much, Parker and Leo, for all this information about Winds of Time. It's a beautiful, really fantastic album. Really great
Thank you.
for this album, and we hope you the best, of course, for the tour with Sabaton, and of course, we hope you to see you very soon here in France and in Europe.
Thank you very much
of
for
course,
having me.
man. Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.